Hello everyone, it's the Atari Computer Enthusiast channel. I'm just here today to announce our plans for the future. They're quite optimistic, but I'd like to really get something down on video so we all know how things might develop in the most optimistic likelihood. I've been an Atari collector for over 40 years now. I received my first Atari 400 16K with a 410 data coder at Christmas 1983, and in 2026 I'm still very enthusiastic and passionate about Atari computers. What I'd like to do is to find a way to turn my knowledge into something that creates value for other enthusiasts just like myself. My strongest assets are I've got 40 years of Atari experience, a substantial collection of 8-bit and ST hardware software, some knowledge of Atari Basic and Atari Logo, a willingness to learn electronics repair, most likely keyboard repairs to start off with, and then I'll see how I go from there. But some of my Ataris need some repair works, so I'd like to record me attempting repairs as I develop my skills. But my skills really point towards content, education, collecting and community building rather than immediately becoming a repair technician. What I'd like to start with is to build an Atari focused YouTube channel. This is probably the lowest cost route. Potential content, you're welcome to comment yourself, but I thought it might be my Atari collection showcases, hardware reviews, software reviews, hidden gems on the Atari 8-bit and ST, buying guides, restoration journeys, interviews with Atari developers and enthusiasts, Atari event coverage, tutorials on Atari Basic and Logo, and comparisons with other retro systems. Over time, the following might develop: YouTube ads, Patreon, channel memberships, sponsorships from retro computing businesses, affiliate links, and selling digital guides. The key would be consistency rather than production perfection. With regard to the Atari repairs, I might start by learning soldering, capacitor replacement, power supply diagnostics, chip replacement, floppy drive servicing, keyboard repairs as I mentioned, and video output modifications. Initially I intend to repair my own collection and then perhaps offer restoration services, health checks, cleaning and refurbishment, and fault diagnosis. However, I would treat this as a medium-term goal, 1 to 3 years, rather than immediate priority. There's a renewed interest in teaching programming through older systems. Therefore, possible offerings for me could be Atari Basic courses, retro computing workshops, online classes, talks at computing clubs, and school outreach. I could create beginner-friendly lessons showing how programming was learned in the 1980s. Platforms worth considering from a social media point of view could include YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. I already have YouTube and Facebook channels, but Instagram and TikTok could follow. Short-form content ideas could include Atari of the Day, rare software spotlights, restoration progress, collection highlights and historical Atari facts. I'd like to connect with the modern Atari. The modern day Atari is still Atari. Maybe I'd look to be a community ambassador, product reviewer, event representative, beta tester, historical consultant or content collaborator. For the next 6 months, what I want to do is create a YouTube channel, create Atari focused website and a blog, start posting weekly at least, learn basic electronics repair, document repairs publicly and network with Atari groups. Phase 2 includes building the audience, starting the Patreon, offer consultations, sell duplicate items from my vast Atari collection, and maybe publish guides and ebooks and attend retro computing events. In the longer term, I may offer repair services, become more of a UK Atari specialist, explore its speaking engagements, collaborate with Atari and community organisation, and even consider a small online shop. The most realistic path for me is not to get a job at Atari, it's to try and aim to become one of the recognised Atari experts in the UK retro computing scene. Once that reputation exists, if I'm able to, opportunities, whether repairs, consulting or content creation, speaking, sales or collaborations tend to emerge from the community itself for the benefit of all. If anyone has any ideas or would like to support the Atari Computer Enthusiast project, please do comment or get in touch. Thank you very much. Have you played Atari today? Like and subscribe.